Okay, the first deck that we are playing today, this Kindred Slay deck. So, new expansion was just released. New terminology, Slay. When you kill a unit via damage, kill effect, or striking it with an ally, is what refers to slaying a unit. So we have a new champion here with this new expansion that cares about seeing you slay units. So the first time you slay a unit each round, I mark the weakest enemy. Round end, kill units with my mark. He levels up when you slay 2 units with his mark, becomes a little bit bigger, and now every time you slay a unit each round, he gets +2/+2 permanently and continues to mark units and slay them. So this deck is all about trying to maximize the value you get out of Kindred by slaying units. And notably, slaying doesn't care about you slaying enemy units. You can slay your own units to trigger this effect. So as you can imagine, we're pairing the Kindred with a lot of the other Shadow Isles sort of slay enablers. We have classic combinations like Cursed Keeper here, that when it dies it summons a 4/3, and we can combine that with this 0 cost 3/2, play me, kill a unit. So that counts as slaying towards this. Now, of course, that's early turns. We're going to be doing that when we want to get aggressive, but it is something that if Kindred is on the board would trigger that. We're pairing Kindred with a number of cards from the newest region, Shurima, that many of which also care about slaying, or others that just kind of work well in this deck. So this is a single champion deck, so we're trying this new 0 cost spell here. Rite of Calling, kill an ally, or destroy one of your mana gems to draw a champion. So we have a lot of things we don't mind slaying, like Curse Keepers or Hapless Aristocrats. We can find our Kindreds more consistently. Trying only 2 Rite of Callings in this deck. After playing with it a little bit on 3, this felt like this effect was too much. Because it's a slow spell, it's hard to justify. It's not like something like Glimpse Beyond where you can use this in response to someone trying to kill your thing. So you can extract a little bit of extra value off of it before it leaves the table. Because this is slow, it doesn't offer that ability. But I mean, I think with 3 actual copies of Kindred in the deck and 2 Rite of Calling, we're pretty consistent to finding our champion. And when we do find them, we're pairing it with this other new card here, Ancient Hourglass. Obliterate an ally and summon a stasis statue in its place. And a stasis statue is a landmark that, after 1 turn, it will summon a copy of the obliterated unit it replaced. So essentially, for 1 turn, you're turning your champion into a landmark. This helps it dodge removal, because landmarks can't be damaged and they can't be killed. And then he comes back the next turn. So it's like you're blinking your champion. The other neat thing you can do with this card is if you're later in the game and you have enough mana for it, you could blink your Kindred in response to removal or not. And if you have a second copy in your hand, you can then play it out, and then starting the next turn, you can have 2 Kindred. And 2 Kindred can work quite well with each other, especially if the turn you did that little combination with one of the units that was on the field was already marked. It's kind of neat. Especially when they're leveled. Anyway, that's the dream, but that's not often what we're doing. We're using this as a protection spell. Other cards we got in here, we mentioned Curse Keeper already. We mentioned this Fading Icon, 2 mana 3/1 that summons an 0/1, so providing bodies for us to sacrifice to our various effects. Being a 3/1 is kind of nice. It is a little squishy, I guess, with the 1, but the fact that this can trade up and it can block fearsome units is nice, and it'll also let us get a little bit aggressive on certain board states and certain matchups. We got Glimpse Beyond, of course, we talked about this before. Because we're slaying our own units a lot of the time to enable our cards, figured I'd try a couple copies of Black Spear in this list. Blighted Caretaker, just like a fantastic 3-drop in Shadow Isles. Kills one of our units to summon 2 Saplings, some 2/1 Challenger units with Ephemeral. Help us control the board and get aggressive on occasion. Got some Doom Beasts in here to give us a little bit more play against aggro, which is a fine mid-range card in general. Spirit Leech, another new card. 4 mana 4/1, kill an ally to draw 2. So it's essentially Glimpse Beyond pasted onto a unit. But notably, because this play effect is not a slow skill, it just happens instantly. So unlike Glimpse Beyond, it can't be responded to. But it is a little expensive, and the unit you get is a little soft, but we'll give it a try today, see how it feels. The only other Shurima cards we're running here are two big Slay payoffs. So we have a 5 mana 4/6 with Overwhelm that says if you've slain 4+ units this game, an enemy and I strike each other. So with all our various early Slay effects, many of which are free, like Ravenous Butcher and Rite of Calling, a good chance that we can play this on turn 5 and get this effect. Not sure how I feel about 3 copies of this guy, but you know, with this new expansion, we're making a point to play as many new cards in our decks as possible, not only to be able to consistently find them so that we can actually see how they perform. Well, that's pretty much the reason. We want to get them, we want to see them consistently, we want to see how they perform, and, you know, the more the merrier when it comes to new cards and trying stuff out. A couple of Sanctum Conservators at the top in here. There's a new 8 mana, 8/5 Fearsome that says play. If you've slain 13+ units this game, kill all enemy followers, then summon a copy of me. So 8 mana, put 16 power, 16 Fearsome power on the table and wipe out the enemy board of all units but champions. And chances are the champions are going to be forced to block one or both of these 8/5s. So that they don't die. And because this deck cannot get off to pretty aggressive starts, and then we can like finish them off with big bodies here, we do have a one of atrocity in here because things like Kindred and the Sanctum Conservators can be good targets for it if it means pushing that last bit of damage. Not even last bit of damage, last big chunk of damage against our opponent. So something I threw together. Haven't really played too many games with it yet. After playing a little bit against the AI and get some human folks, I made some changes in here after like seeing how the draws lined up, and yeah, we're just gonna jump into some games today and see how we go. Good chance we're gonna devote a little bit more time to decks that we play today and make changes as we go. So there's a good chance by the end of this session, this deck looks very different than where we started. Mono Shurima Midrange, looks like. Well, I like the Rite of Calling with Curse Keeper. I also like it with Blighted Caretaker, but we already have a Kindred in hand, so I think I'm just gonna bin this, use this. We have a pretty good start, I think, so just hope to draw into other stuff. Not really what you want to see in your opening hand, but it's okay. That's a nice pickup for sure.
Lady Elise, where are you?
1 damage isn't that big of a deal, so I'll happily play out this. Okay, well the good news is we can't draw any more 8-drops from our deck, so that's nice. We'll just bank the 3 spell mana next turn unless we find a play we don't mind running out, and then we'll go ahead and probably Blighted Caretaker on our turn 4. See what our opponent gives us to kill.
No.
Sure. Okay, we'll play that out. I'm not gonna block necessarily. Oh, this is perfect.
I can write it.
So we kill the that thing with the 1/1 we don't mind sacrificing anyway. The way this works is that he has to, if he wants to hook this, it has to be with the 3/1. Because once he attacks, then the Sand Soldier will get generated. He can't then choose to challenge with it. Another Curse Keeper.
There you are!
So if he plays out another blocker, we'll hook it with our other challenger unit. It's a pretty good hit for them for sure, because now he gets to strike. We may as well. There's also a chance they don't block. I don't think that's true though. May as well do this. Otherwise he'll just block a 1/1 to keep his guy more safe. That's pretty good.
What is darkness to the unseen?
I'm actually not gonna play out Kindred yet, because good chance his deck has a bunch of challenge stuff. Definitely taking this this block here. Yo. I just care about that thing dying. Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to Kindred and Butcher to mark the Renekton, but if he has another ally here, that could be a problem. I'll do this one so we can keep going wide.
They grow up so fast.
I think I just want to end the round. It doesn't feel good, but we don't have really any good plays. Like, I could play the Cursed Keeper, but I don't want to, like, fill up my board.
Cycle begins anew.
He thinks he understands.
Fool. All unmeasured.
I'll go ahead and just block here just to gain 2 because we have plenty of space on our board anyway. Yeah, this is a bit of a non-bow for our opponent, so we're gonna get to mark his guy here. I didn't even really think about that, to be honest. That's hilarious. Unfortunately, this thing is only a 4/6, so it can't trade with this, which sucks.
We weren't expecting callers.
Do I play it just so that they can't block the Kindred? That might be what we're in for. It sucks that these things are still a little ways from doing their thing.
What is waiting?
Death on a smaller scale.
I think I want to save that.
Oh yes, she does love visitors.
We could draw into an enabler. Yeah, like that. That's a nice pickup.
It's fast now.
It knows.
So this means we're not going to get to kill him this turn, but he is marked. I think, yeah, there's no reason not to save him here.
He's gonna be so happy.
Your spirit is hollow.
Nice start. Considering 2 of our draws were dead. Yeah, I'm curious to see how consistently we can have a conservator on 8 that does its thing. Because if it's not consistently at 13, it might not be a good enough card for this deck. Or it might not be a good enough card in general. Because I already feel like this deck is really pushing it with the slay effects. Because we have kind of a lower card quality in order to enable what we're enabling here, but do I want the Rite of Calling? It's really good with Curse Keeper on 2, but if we have Blighted Caretaker in hand, I'd rather keep that around, but maybe I still keep the Rite of Calling. So we're likely to find other things we don't mind sacrificing to it. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Again, wow, these things... These weren't showing up for me at all the other day, and now they're just hanging out at the top of the deck. Well, with no other enablers in hand, I think I'm supposed to wait on this. As much as I want to draw my my champion. Rather keep their board in check. Oh my god, that feels awful.
I'll make a note. What does it mean?
1, 2, 3, 4 terrible draws in a row. There we go. That's a little more like it.
Fresh soil.
That's new. You're provoking it.
What does she do again? 3 random allies in the deck at +3/+3. Cool.
Come this way.
That could be problematic. For sure. Well, we'll definitely play out the Kindred, depending on what they
The
do.
Emperor commands, the land obeys.
There's a good chance they could have the +2 make something vulnerable, so I think I'm supposed to pass here. They haven't spent a lot of their mana.
Look at this.
No, 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 no.
Easy blocks.
Artwork.
Nope. Nope. It's a misclick. There
Never
we go.
one.
Without the other.
Might actually just kill the 4/1 because it's kind of squishy anyway. And wouldn't mind getting rid of this 3/1. Start getting Kindred going.
Lastinat Rame buys me a new sail.
Its heart beats fast now.
It knows.
It's a pretty good hit, actually.
Tear them apart.
the price of ambition.
This cursed life is now my penance.
What a shame for you! My board!
My board! That's what I say whenever an opponent plays a Ruination. My board! That sucks, because the mark goes away as well.
Pale slumber.
He's gonna challenge that anyway. Where are you at? Only 6? I think I want more control over what my opponent can block and such, so I think I'm just gonna go with this.
If it's made of sand, I can ride it.
That's unfortunate. Start by passing. See if he has more stuff to play out.
Shurima, your emperor has returned.
Now what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Taking a lot of damage. I think we just have to throw Kindred away as a
You got caught!
gain 1,000,000. Gain 8, gain 6.
Fall to pieces.
Greater things await! Stand down.
Not finding any of our bodies this game sacrificed to our stuff. I mean, we have Aristocrats, Keepers, and Fading Icons, which we haven't seen at all yet in any of these games. Well, the Fading Icons we haven't seen at all yet. And that's something I have found with the deck sometimes, that it's a little bit too stressed to find enablers for all the things that it's trying to feed. And so I could see having to cut down on some of them for sure. Those are fine. Oh wait, do that again. Might just end the round actually. So far these things have not been impressive. I'm gonna do this before before he finds a thingy.
What's that noise? Oh, fresh soil. They grow up so fast.
The mono, the all-in Fiora deck couldn't find a copy of Entreat or Fiora, so they died. So all that literally does is it makes our Kindred look a little more impressive on this screen, and that's it. Neat combo. I like that. Well, we don't want those early. Ravenous Butcher hits a lot of our early plays, so I'll go ahead and just do that. We could actually Rite of Calling and Ravenous Butcher. I'll go ahead and get aggressive here. And before they have something like Mystic Shot, this might be worthwhile.
One-size stamp papers, now faces. Safety disengaged.
Oh, yes! She does our visitors!
So if I do this, he has to trade here, then this, but then those are just going to trade probably as well. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm fine. I'm pretty fine trading these two if he wants to buff it with Ignition.
System upgrade. Fire till nothing moves. So ordinary.
I think that's okay for us. We're obviously not in a great spot, but I think it's fine. Could be worse. We just need things to enable Kindred now.
Remember me, little one! Please!
Could see a Mystic Shot this. Just to, for that. Maybe looking for Snake here. Moonglow is always good.
One Star's Whoopsie is another spark.
So we're definitely playing Kindred before attacks next turn then. I'm assuming they're playing Crescendum. Something with Crescendum, maybe the 1/2 life drain. Could also see just the thingy, just the Nightfall unit. I'm just playing goats, okay.
I was feared once, just as you are now!
What's that, Lamb?
Something soon forgotten, dear wolf.
They think this is fine. They take 4 or they block with one of their things and the other thing gets marked. It's a great draw. Okay, so they're gonna gain some life back, but I think that's okay.
Cursed life is now my penance.
So far, this card's been good.
Its heart beats fast now.
It knows.
This one has been lackluster for sure.
Paint your feelings.
We're not gonna block this. We'll take the 1 damage. That counts as a slay, right? Yep. Mystic shot, my thing. Sure. Ooh, can't play both. Okay, I think you want to start with this.
Once, just as you are now.
What's that, Lamb?
Something soon forgotten, dear wolf.
I smell prey.
That's risky, sending him in. If I do this, they could connect after he plays. Well, he has to play 2 things. But he'll get the mana for it, so he needs 2 burst spells. I think the attempt is worth it. He just doesn't block. Cool.
The brighter my light, the stronger your shadow.
If we can get this thing up to a 13, that'd be great. Problem is, I don't think we're going to.
Move short as the moon, brother.
We have chump blockers for days against their big guy, which is fine. An enemy and I strike each other. Perfect. I like how this can hit champions too. We're definitely going to target Aphelios with this turn. Go ahead and throw away the 1/1 for the 0/1. He could Bastion this,
Nothing to lose.
but, you know. We actually could Atrocity. I wonder if using Atrocity in that manner is worth it. These have both triggered. They do tend to have a lot of protection spells, though, so I don't know. Man, he's only at 7 out of 13, huh? It's largely because Kindred hasn't been able to do his thing. If he had slayed a couple things, he could at least be at 9. I might just pass to start. Fading Icon. That gives us chump blockers at least.
Remember me, little one. Please.
He'll be mine.
He is for the other.
I think this is worth trying now.
Never.
Doubt weighs heavy on their minds.
I must be known.
Our only real way of beating this thing is if this thing gets to 13, so we're not going to just play it out.
they will.
That's too bad. Still slowly getting there, though.
We weren't expecting callers.
Well, I guess I should have thought about that. Huh. So I throw both of these at him. He blocks one here, blocks another one there, maybe. That only gives me one slay trigger. This could give me 2 if I had the room. Actually, I do, right? Because... No, I don't, because this will kill this, let's say, and only create 1 challenger unit. I guess I just have to wait. That would have been nice before.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
You see me, yes? Oh, fresh soil. She's gonna be so happy. No, 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 no. Please, I have connections.
I'm just gonna pass.
Embrace the night, Aphelios. I'll find you. are its voice. Embrace the night, Aphelios. Crescendo.
We see to the in-between. All mortals meet us, though our audience is brief.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
Embrace life.
Expect death. Chase ends.
More lie ahead.
Kind of felt like our opponent was playing around the big 8 drop there, huh? So even when it's good, it's not that hard to play around. Let's open our reward. Wow. That's nice. Thank you, game. Neat. So that's something worth noting. Maybe it's only a one of. We have so much draw in our deck. Oh, to let us cancel. Maybe for the next game, we actually want to trim one down. Tattooed Yordle. Neat. Any of that for our early game. I wonder if the... no, I don't think that's better than I was gonna say, I wonder if that new 1-mana 2/1 that creates the Sandstone guy might be okay for this deck, because you have a lot of ways, like on turn 0, to sacrifice it to stuff, but when it doesn't line up that way, it would feel really bad.
They forgot. You cannot.
We'll trade here if he offers it for sure. I'll pass for now. See what they do.
Oh, fresh soil.
Yep. I don't mind those connecting because at least that counts as a slay. That would count as a slay for him. So do I take 2 more damage just to get rid of this? Or just to get a slay trigger and... Yeah, we really needed our Blighted Caretaker.
Shall we, dear one?
I'm ready, little lamb.
See, if he has Kindred into, like, Ravenous Butcher or something else, we're in trouble. I did want to try a Kindred Nasus combination at some point as well. I'm wondering if these Sanctum Conservators should just be Nasus. And then maybe we don't even have Rite of Calling in the deck. We have so much card draw, and like our deck is already seeming like it's kind of starved for fodder for these kind of effects.
Soul wears away like grains of sand.
That's also an interesting thought, because I was thinking about putting vulnerable things in our deck, like the thing that gives +2 power to one of your units and gives another enemy unit vulnerable, so that things like our Cursed Keeper can kill something and then we get the 4/3. I forgot this card was a thing though. We faced it earlier. This might actually be fun because this is a decent rate anyway, and it just always gives you this trigger. I actually like that card a lot. This might be just better in the deck versus a lot of other things. I think I want to make that change. I think I want to put 3 of these in the deck. Not sure what we'd cut though. Maybe we don't actually want these Rite of Callings plus the Sanctum Conservators. Alright, our opponent's really thinking about it, and I want to make that change, so let's do that.
Is this our end?
It is an interlude.
We had a really bad start anyway. Because, like, Kindred's nice, and getting him early is nice. I don't know if it's necessary. It doesn't feel super necessary so far. Conservators feel kind of meh. You'd think Atrocity would be good with Kindreds as they get really big and Sanctum Conservator when the game gets to that point, but so what's that thing? It's a 4 cost 5/3. I passed it, didn't I? There you are. Good idea, opponent. I still think Atrocity might be worth keeping, and I still want to play around with more with Sanctum Conservator, but I think between the fact that we have like Glimpse Beyonds and the Spirit Leech, maybe we have enough card draw to consistently find our champions when we need to, because playing him on 5 is nice when we have a lot of free things to kill, but then it's kind of iffy. And you also want to make sure you have things like Ancient Hourglass to protect them as well. What else would we consider? Nah, I think that's a good enough swap for now. I still kind of like the idea of the +2 power, give an enemy vulnerable card in the deck. Kind of like this, but it's probably better if the deck is like a I don't know, like a Undying deck, like Undying with that, and maybe Curse Keeper with that could be neat. I actually think I will keep the Curse Keeper to block some of their stuff. Alright, so they're playing Discard Aggro, one of the best aggro decks in the game, so let's see how our deck can fare if we can survive. Drain effects are something that this deck might want more of. I was thinking we might want the Withering, is it Withering Grasp? Undying, Grasp of the Undying?
Lady Elise, where are you?
I'll definitely block here. Offers it. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go 2 Butcher attack and see what they're up to.
Oh yes, she does love visitors.
Don't want to trade my 3/2 for their 2/2, so that's the only attack I'm going to make. Nice.
It's Draven time.
I want a Black Spear this turn, so...
Let's do this.
You have to get me out of here.
Is that worth it? I could also just do that and save Black Spear for another turn. No, I think we want to do it this turn. Obviously, they're gonna have a Jinx in hand, and I'm gonna feel bad about my decision, but
My beautiful face.
okay. They can't play Jinx out now, so I'm fine with that. Grant the enemy -1 and vulnerable. I think we just want to draw. That's a great pickup. Still need to slay one more thing, though.
The party has arrived.
Crowd favorite. That block indicates to me crowd favorite, because I think you want to just take the damage there.
I stand for Noxus. I gotta work with this joker.
Do I want to use this?
Embrace life.
Expect death.
Axes coming right up.
If I just skip block, he can't respond. I am getting pretty low, though. If he has Fervor, we're going to be in trouble, I think. I might actually just skip. Well, you're nowhere near leveling, unfortunately.
What's that noise? I was not so mercy. I will not grant it.
Unfortunately, I think the mark is gonna go. Oh no, it's going over one of the evasive units. That's nice.
Do they know, little lamb?
They will.
Rules are made to be broken. Like Billy.
Hi.
Will they forget us?
They will try. We will remind them.
Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to. I don't know. Not sure what we need to do there. We need our Blighted Caretaker to take out their elusive units and force them to make more awkward attacks if they want to push damage. Maybe I'm just not supposed to play the Kindred there. I think that was the mistake I made. I just shouldn't have played the Kindred the turn I did, and I should have just gone for the Bakai. Sand, whatever. What is his name? Rampaging Bakai? Kill a Draven or something. Actually, kill a Draven or kill one of the elusives? One of the two. Turning this dude's stuff into sand.
That
egg. Did it move? No, 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 no!
I'll go ahead and play this. There's a good chance it just gets hit by Vile Feast, I suppose, but they don't have Vile Feast. It's a good open attack.
I will find someone.
That went better than expected, for sure. Go pass.
The rot must be cut away.
The soul wears away like grains of sand.
You see me, yes?
To ruin.
Forest.
Not off to the fastest start here, unfortunately.
We weren't expecting callers. Danger, A.
Her life total doesn't matter in this match, so I'm fine just using that as a deal to.
Stare at the abyss. It'll stare back.
Do I care about that? I don't think I do. Double jettison here? He does, wow.
Contest the baton. We have nothing to lose.
Out of here.
So whatever he hits with Vengeance, we probably just target with Atrocity. And then he's dead. So he needs healing here. Okay. Probably not going to be able to kill him this turn. Based on what I'm seeing. So he's going up to 8. If I throw this away, he actually doesn't get the drain and he doesn't get the spider. if I understand how that works. It says drain 1 from a unit to summon a spiderling. So if I kill this, it actually deals 4 to him, and he goes down to 4. I don't think that's good enough. We're gonna Black Spear this for sure. Play the Fading Icon. Is that good enough? That might have to do. Let's do it. I could see this being wrong.
Humbled.
He doesn't have enough to Ruination this turn, so we're probably just gonna go wide. That's a pretty good pickup.
All will drown.
I think I want to start here.
Observe the price of ambition.
Well, that's annoying. Okay.
Humble yourself.
So we're hoping he doesn't have Atrocity, I suppose. I could Ancient Hourglass and then Fading Icon, so we're not dead to Atrocity, but are we winning the game? Is the question. I guess we can start with Blighted Caretaker the next turn, and...
Why, fool?
And then if he wants the Ruination, he's just going to kill his stuff. That was a heck of a hand for him to have after, like, flailing around or not doing a lot for the first few turns. So... I don't know that we can beat that. We have to dodge a lot of things here. Well, we definitely should start with this. If he has another whale, we're gonna be sad. But it is what it is. We were never beating that. Curious to see what was on top of our deck. That's too bad. I feel like we were kind of robbed that game, but what can you do? If he hadn't found his Nautilus, he would have died, basically, because he couldn't have played that much to the board. Thresh Gnosis. This is a combination I want to try at some point. Not sure how good it is, but it seems like it could be fun. Yes to these two. What's better than one Blighted Caretaker? 2, maybe? So I think I get rid of the Butcher, actually. Drew one anyway. I think I'd rather Cursed Keeper on 2 than Fading Icon. I suppose it will depend on what our opponent plays.
What's that noise?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. That's whatever. I guess if he plays a fading icon of his own, we can debate trading. With that, then we're definitely doing this.
We weren't expecting callers.
Last to not Rame buys me a new sail.
There you are.
What a shame for you.
Yes, such a shame that my ephemeral unit got the vulnerable trigger. Technically, these are slay triggers for him as well, so that's something to keep in mind.
My board! Sands beneath me and winds behind me.
Pride was my end, as it will be yours.
Okay, well, that dies anyway. I guess not with our play, huh? Yeah, that sucks. I guess we could do... that's not great either, though. Nothing can block this that we have right now. This is annoying. That's fine, though, right? Like...
They forgot.
Too slow, stupid.
Oh, that works. Okay, cool. I'll take it.
Me.
Does mean that he can attack with, like, this and not, like, expose his unit, but I'm fine with that.
Oh dear.
The more I play with these Ravenous Butchers, the less impressive they seem. Which shouldn't surprise me, really. Okay.
Everyone's a garden.
I don't know why our opponent took so long to make that play. That was literally the best thing they could have done. Actually just do this. There you are. He's actually the weakest unit on board right now, which is nice. But we need... well, a lot.
Like a worm on a hook.
We need to play this, we need him not to have another thing so that we can kill it, potentially. Now I don't want to play that. I guess we have this to protect.
Yes, you.
once, just as you are now.
What's that, Lamb?
Something soon forgotten, dear wolf.
I want... Yeah, no, I think I need to try to get the trigger this turn, because what he could do is he could try to stop this over multiple turns and then actually potentially level Thresh in response to an attack on the following turn and to get the free Nasus. So if I do this, an Ancient Hourglass, I'm pretty sure he keeps the mark. And even if he doesn't, then we can Spirit Leech the next turn. Okay. Leveling Thresh in response isn't bad, but at least he doesn't have Thresh anymore. Another Kindred.
I smell prey.
Maybe I'm... That's all he's gonna do.
Would you look at this place?
Annoying, but I'm pretty sure
What a shame for you!
I'm supposed to do this to level Kindred. Or in an attempt to level Kindred.
That egg, did it move?
If I kill a unit, then revive it.
Its heart beats fast and theirs was fun. Who will we chase now?
Everyone, dear wolf.
Maybe that's what I'll do. I guess we'll see.
The cycle begins anew.
He thinks he understands.
Fool.
Remember me, little one. Please.
He'll be mine.
He is for the other.
Judgment awaits.
Look upon me.
Right. He's gonna get -1 attack, so he's gonna get that trigger. So we just do that then. I guess I could, if I kill this, then that gets the trigger.
Are you there, dear wolf?
I am, little lamb.
Are you sad?
I am.
What does it feel like?
A long hunt with no
Life and death inexorably interwoven.
That's neat. I'm just gonna pass.
There you are! Ladies.
If I do that, what happens? I'm only gonna get my guy at the end of the round. He's gonna get to attack again. I'm forced to block. But I guess I have this guy. To prevent that from happening. Now he loses the mark, which is very annoying. I guess I could play a second one of these.
Where we go.
They retreat.
Do they know, little lamb?
They will.
What delightful agony we shall inflict.
So he hooks this, gets another one. Guess we have to kill that, huh? Then we're forced to block this. We're not gonna have that guy on our board. That sucks. Guess we'll do this. No, he's just gonna get another one of these things.
Nothing that simple. Yes, you. We stand in the footprints of paths long trodden.
We're dead. GG.
Is this our end?
It is an interlude.
Glad to see our opponent's deck working, because that was an idea I came up with that I wanted to try. Probably not today, though. I figured Nasus seems strong enough, especially if you can get him for free with Thresh if you don't care about the Sun Disc leveling up thing. What do we have here? Callista, at least. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We just kind of ran out of gas that last game. I feel like we were firmly in control, but then we just kind of just couldn't close it out. Had too few cards in hand. Our opponent had a full grip.
I pull
Plus
the
they were
strings.
had a lot of good stuff. So I was gonna play the Curse Keeper, but we'll do this instead. It's kind of awkward though, because now I don't know if I want a Blighted Caretaker the next turn. Just pass and see what they do.
We shall not rest until all betrayers pay.
They're just not blocking though, right? Okay, that's nice, because we can glimpse beyond this. And then spear Kalista.
Hush now.
Yes, you'll do.
This pushes this up to 4, I think, right?
Shall we
That's pretty good. I'll play you.
Never one.
Without the other.
I smell prey. Contest the baton. We have nothing to lose. Do they know, little lamb?
They will.
Mine.
Ours.
Maybe this is not as good of a protection as I once hoped, because the mark goes away. Which I definitely did not realize during spoiler season. Ugh, look at this awful hand. I guess for... Oh no, it's coming back. It is coming back with him. I guess that's what that is. It's not some weird trigger that's happening.
There you are!
Oh, but they don't stack. That's the other thing. There's... Right. I just remembered that as I made that play. Because I remember that from another game that I played. There can only really be one death mark at a time. Unfortunate. Yeah. Rough.
Will they forget us?
They will try.
Still think we're supposed to make that play and try to kill their 2 toughness things, but then of course he has the skitterer. So we're almost at 90 minutes with this deck. What are we thinking so far? The Atrocity has never felt good. Probably because we've gotten rid of a Sanctum Conservator, but those didn't feel great to begin with. The Rampaging Bakai feels great. I like the Bakai Sand Spinner. I'm wondering if we just... Ancient Hourglass. Is this good enough? Not sure that it is. I feel like I'd almost want some of... Where's that? Oh, it's not a drain, right? What's that spell? Almost feel like I want some Withering Wails because it cleans up... It's healing and a sweeper in some of our worst matchups, like worst aggressive matchups, while also being able to clean up the board of weaklings that we don't want to hit with our death mark. So I feel like I want to put a couple of those in there. Ancient Hourglass is obviously a great spell to protect our units. or to protect our champion, but it doesn't work that well with him. The mark comes back, but it's delayed because you don't get it at the end of round, and that can like really suck. So it's a nice piece of protection, but it's not super great. So I don't know if I want that many copies anymore. I'm also thinking I'd want to get rid of, like, I don't know. Maybe a butcher. I'm finding, like, too often things that we want to use to kill stuff and get bonuses out of are not coming fast enough. And, like, I don't think the aggressive game plan that we're presenting with this card is fast enough anyway, so we have to go a little bit... Yeah. We have to go a little bit longer, it seems, in some games. And if we're doing that, then it's like, well, do we want the Sanctum Conservator? How often... very rarely were we getting to 13 units slain on turn 8 or even 9. And if that's not happening often enough, then I'm not sure that it's worth keeping. I think the Black Spears are probably okay. Probably. Spirit Leeches have kind of felt clunky in some instances. But I don't know if I want to get rid of them. Glimpse Beyond is just so good because you can respond to things to get the benefit. Even though this can't be responded to, yeah, the body's kind of squishy and whatnot, so I don't know. Maybe if this is a 2 of and we can cut it, put something else in here. Another whale. Maybe we try the Sanctum Conservators again. These guys I've liked, though. I didn't think I'd like this card as much, but it's felt pretty good because we are consistently getting 4+ units slain by turn 5, or at the very least when we want to kill something with that. The Sand Spinners have felt pretty good so far. I think we've only drawn a couple, but still, since we've made the change. It still feels good, though. It's definitely a good card. Alright. Small change, but we'll just keep playing and see how it feels. Probably a go hard deck of some kind. I want the Doom Beast early on, probably not. I think Glimpse Beyond's okay though. First Keeper's awkward against Go Hard because they want to start putting them in the deck, but they don't want to power up my stuff.
I know what lurks in the shadows. We could use a bite.
We weren't expecting callers. Lady Elise, where are you?
Like a fish in water.
Oh yes, she does love visitors.
They get the 2 copies anyway. Probably gonna see them chump with the 1/1 here.
So young.
Let's do this.
Hush now.
I need 2 slays. Perfect.
Contest the baton. We have nothing to lose.
He could vengeance this, but I think that's pretty good for me. That happens.
I'm always up for a round or two. Soak it in.
A game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
Think. Okay, perfect.
Observe the price of ambition.
So I'd rather, you know, attack with our key things, force him to use removal on something else. But if I play the fading icon, he could just go hard before I attack. Plus he could have other things that just kill it anyway. So don't think this Twisted Fate is dying, unfortunately, but... I may as well do this, I guess. Yeah. I think so. I could Ancient Hourglass, I suppose. Is that better? Might be better.
Game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
I don't change fate, but I can see it. Remember me, little one. Please.
We're gonna try to avoid as best as we can. I guess what he's gonna do is he's just gonna hit these with Go Hard before sweeping, right? He still needs to play 2 Go Hards.
Keep up.
Now he'll go hard this, that's fine. We'll Ravenous Butcher one of these, I think. We actually Glimpse Beyond and Ravenous Butcher. Hitting that one. I guess he's got a Grasp in hand.
This game's heating up.
Find someone.
He just wants to make sure that no matter what gets targeted, it's gonna die to Twisted Fate. I guess he's gonna get to red card us. Yeah. Potentially. Maybe what I was supposed to do this game is actually just save this for Twisted Fate. That's probably true. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next game. Good chance we lose from here anyway. He's got a billion blockers, a level Twisted Fate, etc., etc. I misplayed there. Should always just... Twisted Fate's just such an obnoxious card. I should have just saved the Bakai. Whatever. Rampaging Bakai for him. Because we didn't have this in hand, and even if we did, because it requires so much... yeah. Just all hands on deck to destroy Twisted Fate, unfortunately. Just that problematic of a card in this meta right now. It would seem. I mean, Twisted Fate's always been a problem. I should know better. He's gonna play the 3-1. Probably. If he plays that 3-1, I guess we play Curse Keeper.
You must know me, little one.
No 3-1 means we play a 3-1 of our own.
I must be known.
From Saikal to Kalamanda, we stand together.
Who are you?
We weren't expecting callers!
Okay. Kai-Sen, Spinner. Probably targeting a Renekton.
Do not see what is, see what will be.
That's a pretty good hit.
Pride was my end, as it will be yours.
Carry me!
I don't think I'm gonna block here because he could buff his unit. I think I just take 5 here. I want these to fuel other things. Yeah, I think we just skip the block.
In Shurima's name.
I was feared once, just as you are now.
What's that, Lamb?
Something soon forgotten, dear wolf.
Maybe this is greedy? I don't know. What can they respond with in Mono Shurima? You could have that -4... -4 sand, whatever.
Let me hear you call our emperor's name!
Shurimans, I have waited millennia to hear your cheers. I smell prey.
God damn it.
Tear them apart.
Pretty sure. Well, he could just block. No, if he blocks here, then this will get it. I mean, I guess I don't care either way. I guess we'll learn what Shurima has in it. I'm not one to. I'm not gonna keep track of everything that they could be playing. We'll just learn over time. So if they play out the big champion... Crap, never mind. I was gonna say, if they play out the big champion, we can Rampage and Bakai this, and then mark it.
Sun's beneath me and winds behind me.
Okay, well, we'll just get rid of that by doing
What is it
this.
for you?
As I live, all will die.
One
Okay,
does
Black
not
Spear
affirm
takes care of
the
that.
other.
I like him.
Actually, because this is vulnerable and I don't want him like overwhelming for a bunch, maybe I just glimpse beyond this right now. And then that way, in combat, I can kill this potentially, because he won't get bigger. Yeah, I think I like that, actually.
They know, little lamb.
They will.
But he could have the burst speed +2 thing. I need to level up, so I guess I just throw this away.
Masses.
The pulse fades away.
On to the next.
Oh dear!
The soul wears away like grains of sand. Fall to pieces.
There the chase ends.
More lie ahead.
Yeah, I've said it once, I'll say it again. That Sakai Sand Spinner feels pretty darn good. Take another look at this. Speaking of vulnerable. Wonder if this guy might be better than like Butcher maybe? I don't know. The fact that your opponent can control what's vulnerable is kind of iffy. Maybe we do want to try these Ruthless Predators again. Because I like the idea of like Curse Keeper onto, then if it switches to our attack token, we give it +2 and something vulnerable, kill it, then we get our 4/3. This helps us slay. Man, the artwork in this game is so good. Oh, I don't know. Could be that we want to put back those rights in the deck. Rights of whatever. Instead of the butchers. Ancient Hourglass, yeah, continues to feel a little awkward in some situations. Maybe I can get rid of those for the rights. But... or like Ruthless Predator or something like that. Exhaust might be good too. just for the fact that it's 1 cheaper. But Ruthless Predator is nice because the +2 can sometimes mean we're pushing damage with it too. And giving something -2 doesn't really help when a lot of our stuff is kind of weak. We need it to be. So I think if it's between these two, we would want to try Ruthless Predator. Could be better than Black Spears, maybe? I don't think so. Black Spears so far feel pretty good. We're killing our units a lot. Like I said, I guess if we get rid of Ravenous Butchers and don't put in the rights, then maybe that's less true. We're not killing our stuff that often. And have the 3 mana, because like Spirit Leech is pretty expensive, Blighted Caretaker is pretty expensive. It's only really works really well with Ravenous Butcher, I suppose, and just like attacking in general. Obviously, there's blocks that we make sometimes that turn this on. 4 damage is pretty good too, because it hits a lot of things. I think I'd still want to keep experimenting with that. Haven't seen this yet, but I like the idea of Withering Whale. Continue to explore that perhaps. Yeah, it's just the Ravenous Butchers feeling iffy in some cases. Because like between the Caretakers and the Spirit Leech and the Glimpse Beyond, we have a lot of things that demand bodies. We have the Aristocrats, the Keepers, and the Fading Icons, which are nice, but then the Ravenous Butchers on top of that, which feels like a lot. Could see the Ancient Hourglasses being a couple of these guys. They can be awkward though, because Landmarks can be awkward in this deck because we're trying to go wide with Blighted Caretaker on occasion. And like Fading Icons, like it just, a lot of our board space gets taken up. I don't know, maybe the Ravenous Butcher's still just fine for those few times we can get aggressive with them. There's some times we can play Kindred on 5 and then play this free thing to get a Deathmark trigger. All those things. And it's like, I could play this exact list for hours and hours and hours and still, it's only one person experience in a very relatively small sample size of games. It's going to be hard to know what's good, what's bad. Just gonna have to play a lot with things. Well, I don't think Withering Whale is going to be very good against the Freljord Overwhelm decks. Probably want the Doom Beast though. Health buffer our life total, and then we still get a decent blocker out of the deal. Probably going to save that for turn 3 rather than try to get aggressive with this Ravenous Butcher. We're definitely the control deck in this matchup.
No one's the wiser.
I'll attack into that for sure. I'm blocking for days, so you may as well let me block it and get the 1 damage trigger off of it. Hoping to get a 2 mana play, did not. That's unfortunate.
This land is ours.
I guess with that, we can block both of these if we do this. I think that's worth it, even if it means we can't get this Doom Beast trigger immediately.
This'll shake him. Boom.
Pretty sure we're just supposed to block here like so. Take 2, but Doom Beast can get that back for us.
If I'd forgotten, then no.
Their units tend to have a lot of Overwhelm units, so little guys like this aren't that big of a deal to them. And again, they're just going to take the hit here because even if they trade with this next turn, at least they push 3 points of damage, so it's far better for them for sure. Huh.
Fuse is lit!
I think I want to use this as a fog. Sort of. Like, is that worthwhile? Good chance he has another play anyway. And what I could do is I could actually block. Yeah.
Fight or die.
So like, is he gonna pass here or what? Works for me. So I could go this into this, or I could play this and start getting aggressive, I suppose. He's not gonna block though, right? I don't think... I probably...
I was feared once, just as you are now.
What's that?
I guess it makes an attack with
Something
this
so
not so bad.
forgotten,
Again, he
dear
probably
one.
just takes the hit, but...
Tear them apart.
I will find someone. Try me.
Do they know, little lamb?
They will.
Coming in hot!
Probably gonna see them open on attacks if they...
Stand aside. I've got work to do.
Okay, well with that... How do we play this? I think I hit the Draven because if he wants to attack into my 4/4, I don't die to the spinning axe plus discard something.
God axes need victims. No, 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 no!
Why is nothing getting a death mark? Oh, right, this is the thing that's gonna get the mark. Huh.
Give them a chance!
I could block here and then play Withering Wail
Patience.
A motionless
to finish
sea
that off.
under a pale moon.
Also possible that I should just do this. And like this maybe? It's like 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Draven gets eaten.
Time for the money.
I'm so dumb.
Its heart beats fast now.
I just like completely forgot about that. I was thinking way too hard about the other shit that he could do. I just wasn't even thinking about that. I guess we'll pass now because I want to get the Doom Beast trigger and then eat Draven. Now I guess we'll go with this because it actually blocks.
Elise? Where are you?
God, I'm so dumb. Man, if it wasn't for that, we might have been able to get a decent... Well, what could we have done this game? I guess we could have atrocitied something and kill the Darius with our Kindred. I don't even want to see the end of this game. That was so stupid of me. Ugh. I even said, I can block the Draven without worrying about the spinning axe, and then I completely forgot about it because I wanted to maximize the value off the Kindred. Plus, I also just didn't want to take that much damage. I think I was supposed to block the Ballista anyway, but I should have just blocked the way I was blocking and left it at that.
What's that noise?
Because then if... Yeah, I don't know. Just anything but what I did. How about that? Anything but what I did would have been a good play.
Cannot move.
So we're gonna see him avalanche then or something. The avalanches we might
Pledge
actually...
Sejuani
Okay.
service. Moonfang smells blood.
You see me, yes?
Ah, just another winter.
There you are!
Take heart.
That's annoying. I guess we just do this then. It's too bad we don't have something to sacrifice to that. Extra annoying? That's so disgusting.
Another day, another fight.
Where's the vomit emote?
It's easy, see?
Okay, that's a kindred, I guess. If I kindred, he could play some bullshit like this again. Potentially make me big enough to die to something. I don't know.
Where we go.
I guess we have Ancient Hourglass, so it's not that big a deal.
Have you met my shield?
You have to get me out of here!
I guess we'll do this. He probably has protection for that, but if he does, it's probably beats Blighted Caretaker anyway. Okay. Wow, we're just getting some awful, awful luck. Guess we swing with the Kindred, he doesn't block, and then what? Maybe we'll start.
Lilies?
See what he does.
Where are you?
Everyone bleeds for the right price.
So he could give him +2/+2. Kindred can't attack. Man, this sucks. Do I just like swing and hope he doesn't have it?
Fire knows its own.
Okay. So... Man, if he has thingy, I'm gonna throw up if he has elixir. Because I could atrocity her and trigger to kill the Braum. I don't have any other play. I could do it. Doing it with Kindred does nothing. Playing this guy does nothing, so...
On a small scale.
Little lamb.
They will.
Okay, well, at least we got that going for us. Oh, now we have 4. Sweet.
Please, I have connections!
I think I'm just gonna take 6 here.
Just another winter.
That's scary.
That egg, did it move?
So I actually if I eat this, this is the weakest enemy.
Contest the Bakai. We have nothing to lose. Its heart beats fast now.
It knows.
Good hunt.
One to remember us by.
Well, I can kill this anyway. with the Bakai. So like, do I open on attacks and see if they do anything?
Stop this foolery. This will be a fine story.
So many tinies.
Damn, that's really good against us. I guess I was supposed to play around that a little bit.
Gods and men end with me.
Behold! My glory! I've dressed for the occasion in red.
Eagle face!
We usher them on.
One suffers, another thrives.
Do I want to Ancient Hourglass that just to get us something back? No, because then it just dies to the Bakai. Yeah, I want them to strike each other.
How marvelous!
I was not shown mercy. I will not grant it. I came to fight!
Who would dance?
Seriously, I gotta block with both?
Be still.
That sucks. Okay. Well, we tried. Their top of their deck was pretty darn hot. Continues to be hot.
We weren't expecting callers.
Wow, we got so unlucky this game. Alright, I think I'm done with this deck. It's fun, but between all the mistakes I'm making and just getting unlucky in certain situations. I know it's mostly like a mix of not making great plays based on both inexperience and me just being stupid. But we've been playing this deck for 2 hours, so I think I'm ready to move on. Verdict. I like these cards. These are a cool reason to be in like Death Cry or Last Breath with Shurima, it seems. Still not 100% certain about some of these other things. Ancient Hourglass seems great. I know I keep going back and forth on it, but like ultimately when you get into those grindy situations, it's really nice to protect your kindreds. the exact mix of like enablers and payoffs for the whole slay mechanic will definitely have to be something we need to play around with as time goes on, but for now this felt reasonable. I would keep playing this list and see how it felt against a wider variety of decks, but for now we're done with this and we're gonna move on to another bad